Hello, growers. If you enjoy podcasts like this one, tune into my podcast In Search of Soil on YouTube for a deep dive into the mysteries beneath our feet. Join me as I explore topics such as mycorrhizal fungi, mushrooms, compost, biochar, and more. It's a soil nerd's dream. We're going deep. We're talking to scientists about all things soil related. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or a gardener just starting out, our podcast has something for everyone. Listen in and grow with us. Check out In Search of Soil on YouTube. What system have you guys arrived at to say, okay, we have the orders, we know what each customer is getting. How do you assemble the totes for each order in an efficient way?
It's been over a year process working that out. And as we work things out and figure stuff out, we of course are increasing. We're adding more vendors, more products, more things to the store. So even what we were doing in the beginning was efficient for what we had at the time. But then as you add more things, you have to find better ways to handle more stuff. So I would categorize what actually we do, if it were to be explained in its full detail, to probably be massively complicated. But because Airtable is essentially a tool you build out, and then once you build it out, that's the way it is. So when I download all the order information on a Thursday or Friday morning, and I import it into Airtable, I have preset filters and tools and reports and all that stuff that just all of a sudden gets auto-populated. All I have to do is change a filter date to this week, and then I have the information at the ready to make labels, to download for delivery route planning, to give a certain type of pick list for the crew for certain stuff. For example, certain things they like to know what are duplicates of, and they'll pre-make the duplicates for those orders, such as cucumbers. If someone wants 1 pound of cucumber, then they make up that 1 pound for the customer in a basket, and then they make up 20, 30 of them, whatever. And then if they want doubles, they put the doubles in a basket. So we call them like the duplicates list, but there's a couple crops that the crew actually does the amount for based on how many are ordered in doubles or triples, quadruples, whatever. Strawberries, they pre-make bags of 5 strawberries or 4 strawberries or 3 strawberries to the number we've actually sold exactly, so that when they're packing out, that stuff is pre-done. You don't have to remember to grab 2 cucumbers. You already grab the double that's already made. So those kind of reports are built into the system.
Okay, so let me just pause you there to recap to make sure I'm on the same page. So in the harvest crew, they'll get a list of unitization, I'll call it, of a particular crop. So let's just say there's 10 customers. There's 5 singles, 2 doubles, and 1 triple. They have 5 singles on the table. They have the 4 doubles and the 1 triple all sit in there.
Yes.
Okay. And then, so now we're at that stage. We've packed it all. We've divided it up. Then
yes. What? So the crew packs everything to the exact quantity that's required for the store in crates. They get put on rollers. The crates are labeled. We have a tagging system, and then it goes in the cooler throughout Thursday and Friday. Everything gets packed that way. And then we have set up within our system a pack order. So when it comes back out of the cooler into the wash pack area where we then pack the orders, there's a very specific order to every single crop that goes out. And then every order has that same order of crops on it as to how it gets packed and handled. You could say, for example, this is alphabetized. So then carrots would come before potatoes.
Right. So carrots come out of the cooler, and carrots are also first on the pick list. So that way you go through all the carrots, divide them up amongst all the orders, and then you pull the next crop.
So everything then gets brought out of the cooler, and it gets laid out in its entirety as much as possible. If you have 10 crates of a certain crop, you're only putting 1 out at a time. Yeah. It's like a farmer's market table where you lay everything out and then you stock from back stock. In this case, though, everything is counted exactly. So everything is laid out in a great big circle for all of what we have to do for the store. And then that includes all the vendors' items and everything else like that. We have to be careful about how long we put stuff out for because of temperatures and stuff, but the wash station is generally kept cool, and then we'll bring stuff out of the cooler as needed to restock. But there's a very specific pack order because when you pack a crate, you have to put the heaviest stuff in first. And then it has to move towards the lightest stuff so that you don't crush things when you pack stuff. So preset in our system, in Airtable, we have a number system that ranges from, I think it's, I forget if we start at 100 and then we go up to 1,000 or 999, and then everything is mixed in between in separate groups. So, everything that has to go in the bottom is first, the lower numbers, and there's separate groups for different categories. So as we add crops and remove crops during the year, there's numbers in there and we can tweak stuff. That's preset, pre-done. Everything is pre-ordered by that number. And then there's a view that is given to them that they would print off or view on an iPad that shows them exactly what order they need to lay stuff out in the wash station as from start to finish. So someone will be there and be like, all right, give me this crop. And then they get that from the cooler and they roll stuff out and they go, that's first, that's second, that's third. And they just keep going along, lay it all out. And then from there, they're ready to essentially start packing into our crates and bins to go to home deliveries and customers and pickups. At that point, we have labels made for every bin or crate or bag, which is basically just our own internal number. The delivery route has been set, which influences the order that's packed. So we pack the deliveries first, which is 1 through whatever, could be up to 80 deliveries. And we pack them in order of the delivery. So everything is packed from the first drop point. The first person we drop an order to, based on the delivery route that's set, is packed first and then stacked into the cooler such after the crates are packed. So that when you load into the truck, it's all ready to go and it's in the right order for drop off.
Today's episode is brought to you by Modern Grower, a proud retailer of the Sumi Soaker system. The Sumi Soaker system is an irrigation game changer. It offers multiple advantages for market gardeners. Even gentle watering without dry spots common with wobblers. The system is lightweight and portable, so you can use it with quick rotation crops. It's low maintenance with no parts to break or clog. It's versatile. You can use it for direct seeding, transplants, and cover crops. And it's very cost effective compared to overhead options. And maybe one of its best and most unique features is it can put down water in a rectangular pattern, which is very different than rotating sprinklers that leave circular patterns, often with dry corners and overwatered centers. If you want to learn more about the Sumi Soaker system, use the link below or visit us at shop.moderngrower.co.